Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, you are now tuned into the Sassy and Savage podcast. I am the host, Andrew Coley, and to my left,
it's your undisputed champion, Mr. Remarkable Rohan, to his left, covering all the back end stuff and making sure everything looked good in the hood.
All right, then. Let's get to this. Let's do it this bullshit. All right, now, and to my immediate right, we got an amazing guest and his... Actually, we didn't even call him his friend. There's two guests on the show today. We can't even separate the two of them like that. That's some disrespectful shit. I'd like for him to introduce himself and his socials.
Boy, A-Money with the bunnies, know what it is. A-Money for him. Hailing from Mississauga, Ontario, living downtown on the dot. Happy to be here. What's up?
Robert. What's up? It's your boy Spence. You already know Spence, CC21. Saga bound, you already know, just right hand man by money. Let's go.
Yeah, so you already know. It's a goddamn saga takeover king. So everybody needs to know
West
all
Side
along.
represent.
You dig?
Yeah,
Yo, Hazel's goons are in the building. Yo, if you don't know, Hazel's got goons all around the city, and they come and they show up every time deep. Who don't know, shout out to Mayor Hazel. Yo, that lady's been, I think she just actually celebrated her 100th birthday or some shit, or close to it or some shit like that just the other day. So shout out to the greatest mayor of all time.
Yes.
Ba-na-na-na.
Yo, you're gonna let the new broad get all like twisted. She like, I'm a good mayor too.
No, but she is not as good as Hazel. We already know.
Hazel's the OG.
Hazel's the GOAT,
She'll
bro.
live forever. She'll live forever.
She's the freaking GOAT. That's pretty much where it sits.
Yeah, she's gonna be up there with Betty White.
Like Hazel's the GOAT. Yeah, Hazel's the GOAT, bro. You don't even need to worry about that. Hazel's pretty much the GOAT. But alright, so as kids from Saga, making music, putting yourself forward. And I know you're a college student. Shout out to that, ladies. You know this nigga's actually on his grind. So, as a college student, how do you find it playing the rap game? Do you find yourself having to be the smart guy? Do you find yourself having to dumb it down? Or do you put whatever you want in your lyrics?
It's kind of tough. Like, I wouldn't say that you gotta dumb it down, but you kind of have to play to what's selling and what's popular in the market, you know what I mean? And so when you're trying to promote to Toronto market, they're all about certain kinds of content, you know? So you're talking about the hardest shit, trap shit, gang shit, you know what I mean? So it's like, you're kind of puts you in a situation where if you don't talk about that, you can still make your music, but it's going to be a lot harder for it to kind of catch wind. So when I started out, I started making more shit like that. And then I kind of realized, like, yo, like, it's not doing anything for me because I'm not really serving my person, not speaking my message anymore, you know what I mean? So I'm actually trying to sort of rebrand right now and just change that direction, change the focus, and do some more positive stuff, you know what I'm saying?
All right, so I see where you're going with it, but as a person of color in this industry and realizing that violence seems to be the narrative that they want to sell to the product to the masses, how do you find yourself basically navigating around that? Like, because your young boys that you got probably looking at you right now, like, they see the message, they see the growth, but like, how do you stay away, or how do you push a positive message forward now that you want to push that positive message?
I think you kind of got to lead by example in those situations, you know what I mean? I don't get myself caught up in places where I shouldn't be caught up, you know, at least I try my very best to, and it's like, you just gotta have better things to do with your time as well. I'm a person that keep busy, you know what I mean? So school, ball, working, whatever, it's like, I'm gonna keep myself busy, stay out of trouble, because the music shit, if you're really trying to go far, you can't really be tied up in all that, you know?
See?
And a lot of people don't take that in. So
Hold on. Just shout out to you for a second for actually having a brain. Could y'all make sure you say that again to these young niggas, please? Because they think it's just about rapping and then, like, thinking that it's like, yo, you seem like you got this so please repeat that again. Like, how do you keep yourself focused? Like, is it about being busy? Like, please, let them know again.
For me, yeah, it's about keeping busy, like, just giving yourself something productive to do, you know what I mean? Like, and everyone's that they're productive gonna be different. It's different shit. It's not like you gotta be fucking reading books all day, you know? Like, It's not like that. It's just have something you're actually gonna commit to and trying to better yourself, you know what I mean? Like, that's all it is for me. I'm always just trying to better myself and be the best, you know?
Alright. So, my question is to your young boy beside you. How has it been watching him and his journey and then making sure that you can get in where you fit in and not trying, like, because I know a lot of people feel like, oh, my boy's on, so we on too. Yeah. How do you put yourself in a situation to aid the project rather than just being beside the project?
Yeah, nah. So, like, basically, if anyone in your team tries to, like, bring on their own vision, you gotta help them while you can and, like, when you can. So, honestly, just with his whole vision, I've just been trying to, like, fill in his story. So really, like, trying to pay attention on the whole behind the scenes and what we can actually build so people can see, like, how you build something, because it doesn't just pop out of nowhere, you know? Like, you actually have to, like, show people, like, what's going on behind the video scenes, like, putting down notes of, like, what we're gonna build for the next EP, the next single, you know, what kind of background we're gonna do for an album, you know? All that little shit, you can't do that alone. Like, we're in the process of building a whole network of people, but a main core. But yeah, I'm just trying to help out on, you know, building a whole image so all of our guys and, you know, all the people we want to work with can like grow together.
All right, so
That's a good look, my G, because like a lot of mans are sitting here and saying, I'm doing this thing solo. You can't. In this world, you need a
there's
squad.
no such thing as a
You need
solo
a
dog.
proper squad.
team,
Like
yeah.
an entourage should be people who are helping like keep the game up. At the end of the day, you know, as much as you're an individual, you're also a brand. So at any given moment, that brand can get squashed out. So if you're not trying to facilitate, massage, and grow the brand, you might as well just like, run up in the club, pop 2 bottles this weekend, and like call it
the
because
same
it's
shit
gonna
all
be
these
over
other niggas
next
do.
week.
Exactly.
Yo, so all right, that's actually rolls into my next question: longevity. How do you see yourself sticking around, knowing that the market is so damn saturated? Especially the fact that Toronto market itself is maybe, I would say, maybe 5 to 6 guys as a whole.
Yeah.
That fight to get in between or become one of them is so hard. How do you see yourself fitting in?
The thing I'm trying to drive, and that you're going to see sort of the more I release my music, is that I want to be the most versatile artist that people start to think of when you think of Toronto rappers, you know what I mean? I think I'm going to use that to separate me, you know, and sort of make my own lane. I can come and talk about something serious, something conscious. I can come here and I can talk my shit. I can come in here and motivate.
Oh, that's for sure.
You know
Because
what I'm
them
saying?
niggas can't fight you. You niggas shit. So them damn know them niggas can't fight you about that. That's all I'm saying. Like, they square up. Half of these niggas is tiny, so I just know they ain't squaring up with you. That's all I'm saying. Let's say that off top.
So like, yeah, just coming with the different kind of vibes, and you know, especially coming out different from the jump too. Like you said, it's saturated, but it's saturated mostly within certain kind of trap sound. And it's like you can do a trap style song, you can do melodic verses and all that, but still say something different. I'm not saying it has to all be, you know, like Martin Luther King and shit, but it's like you can still just
You can put a sauce on it.
not contribute to the damage, you know what I mean? And that's the thing, like, before I blow up, I want to make sure that I'm speaking about the right things and I'm not contributing. Because once I get that influence, I want to make sure it's positive influence. You know what I'm saying?
Please, I hope y'all heard what he just said. Please do not contribute to the damage. That is a bar in itself right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, the music and the message can be differently separate. It doesn't have to be like, this beat correlates to violence, this beat correlates to misogyny. Like, you can actually drop some serious message, whether or not it's like...
I mean, it could be like the Spice Girls. You could have like a whole bunch of shit rolled up into one. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's a off rhythm, but you know what I mean? Like, if you think...
It didn't last long.
Actually, it lasted a lot. It lasted a hell of a lot longer than you think. The thing is, they ain't popular out here, but go north of the border, bro.
Remember UK, they're still relevant, but remember how the system worked. It wasn't the artist, it was the boy band or girl bands or groups that is. So you see during that time, it was just like, people are tired of you, recycle.
They just rolled it out.
Recycle,
That's what I'm saying. Don't be the next product that they roll out. That's half the problem. Because, like, we came up in I grew up in the early 90s, right? We saw this with, like, the original boy bands weren't white. That's the crazy thing.
Big
like, the
facts.
original boy bands was, like, Immature, IMX, all them niggas who came out, like, the original, like... Actually, Jermaine Dupri owned, like, every boy band on the planet. Like, I'm not playing with you. Jermaine Dupri had, like... So Def had everybody, bro. Like, they had all of them. And then after that, you saw the R&B groups kind of formalize that same content. After the R&B groups, it became what I call the whitewash nation, where they actually took all the formula from your Jagged Edges, your R&B groups, your format, and then they created what I call the Friends phenomenon. Because if y'all remember Living Single, Living Single was on, and they basically took Friends, scrubbed off the melanin off of it, scrubbed all the melanin off of it, put some extra cake soap on top of it, just scrub right off my melanin on top of it, and then just threw it up on the air.
That's what the industry is, though.
That's pretty much it. Like, here's the thing, like, as an artist, you seeing that the fact that 90% of the industry is either versus one way or the other. You're either ultra violent, you're other highly lyrical and, like, you know, got no substance. Like, how do you play that field, and how do you find that your image needs to correlate to that?
You gotta find that middle ground. You know what I mean? Like, my whole life kind of been about finding the middle ground, because it's like I put myself in kind of 2 different environments. Like, you go to school and you're hanging with all the smart kids and shit. It's like, that's a different environment. It's almost like the code switching. You know, all the black people got code switch.
Bro,
you know what I'm saying?
Bro, we are all chameleons. I know that.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, the music's kind of like the same way. Like, you gotta find one of those sort of modes, personalities, personas, whatever, that, like, it just works, you know, and it's trying to just find a happy balance, and not a lot of people are looking for it, but even the ones that are, it's hard to find it, you know, and it's like song by song, I'm trying to find that middle ground and that sound that I can really push to the masses. It's going to actually impact different groups of people, you know.
Well, I got a piece of advice for you. Somebody told me, I'll pass it to you. One man said to me when I first came up in this industry, he said to me that it's better to have 10 loyal fans than 1,000 people who click like. Mm-hmm. And you take that phenomenon to heart, because basically what my boy was breaking it down to is this. He says that he's actually a popular musician. I won't mention his name because that's just name dropping and shit. Yeah. He said to me, he's like, the average rapper or the average musician right now only actually needs 1,000 people to be a millionaire. Yeah. And I said to him, how the hell do you break that number down? He goes, if you think about it this way, if you drop a record every month with 1,000 people picking up that album at $10 a hit, well, how much money do you make a year? And I did the goddamn math, and he's right. That's $1 million idea. Like, it's literally that simple. If you have 1,000 people who truly, actually ride or die and truly care. We're not talking about the average one that click like. We're talking about the one that really gives a shit about your merch, your product, the things you say, the things you move, and the things you talk about. Once you create, and it, bro, 2 years, you can create 1,000 super fans.
Oh, yeah.
So, to you, just keep pushing. Do your message, do your medium, don't sell out for nobody.
Respect.
And I think that's the smartest thing for you to do. Now, all right, enough with the general question. Let's get to the Caribbean section of the because we're all Jamaican on this podcast, right? Everybody else I look up at Jamaica. So hold on, we'll put the subtitles underneath it for a lot of you so you guys can understand. Put a couple subtitles on it, but it won't be like Shatas. It'll actually make sense. It'll be like it won't be like Shatas. So, as a Jamaican, how much time did they get beaten when you liquor?
Yeah, we had the glory years, dude.
Listen, my mom, my mom used to keep a belt in the kitchen.
So what, you can feel the lick now?
I could, bro, everywhere I live. Yo, like, I'm not even gonna say it, because obviously, like, you deserve it sometimes, you know? Like, sometimes they're about you.
She never hit you if you didn't deserve it.
Exactly, you know? You deserve it, but it's like, my studded belt, bro. Grade 8, you remember when the studded belts was in?
Reggie, you know which one hurt the most? If you're a Jamaican, you know this is the one that hurts the most. The worst pain and the worst goddamn comment to you in your life, in your entire life, will be, go get the belt. And then, to make it worse, let me just paint you a scenario here. They make you pick the belt you get your ass whipped with. That's the worst thing.
You gotta build a catalog.
And then you think to yourself in your head, all right, I'm gonna get the smallest, lickless belt, the tiniest one, the one with naga lick. But they have a way of beating you with that one, so it hurts more than the big belt. That's the problem with Caribbean parents. They're spiteful ass motherfuckers. Like, I'm telling you this right now.
They just gonna fold that shit in half and go crazy.
What? I want that 3 times. I hold the belt real small like this. I'm gonna beat your blood clot with it. Now my question is, all those beatings and all of those things, was that the reason why you stayed out of trouble? Is that the reason why your mind is so sharp?
I don't know about that one. My mom would probably want me to say yes. but I don't know.
If that's not the realest goddamn answer I've ever heard.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think it was that for me personally. Because once I got to high school and really started taking ball serious, like, I kind of dropped off a little bit. Okay. You know, but then I went away to school for 1 year. I left Mississauga. I went away to, like, boarding school, middle of nowhere.
Oh, okay. So your mother did really turn in a real Jamaican woman and decided to say, you're not going to stay here. So you're going somewhere else.
Man, I asked to go.
Okay.
I got the scholarship and all that because I was trying to...
Even better.
I was like, yo, because my mom, she was a teacher. My mom's a teacher.
Oh, so that's
what she was like, she was worried I wasn't going to get into university. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, here in Canada, only 1 year of grades matter. So I was like, yo, let me go away for this 1 year. Get all my grades up and all that. And it was kind of just like an opportunity to boss up or to drown, you know what I mean? And I was like, I can just take shit into my own hands, and that was it. So it's kind of more like I just made that decision, and then from there I just rock with it.
All right, so how is it coming from a Caribbean background? How do you see the influence? Is that a part of your music, or is just that the way you carry yourself?
I think it's part of the inspiration behind the music. I wouldn't say that I really embody the styles or anything like that, but I listen to that kind of music growing up. It brings good vibes, you know what I mean? You go to the cookout and you hear all those reggae songs and it just brings good vibes, you know what I mean? So the Caribbean culture sort of made joy in music, and I think that kind of stuck with me a lot, you know what I mean?
Okay. All right. Here's the arms house question of the week now.
All right.
So if you had to sit on one side is a pot of curry chicken, And the next side right there, so I want pot. Maybe oxtail. Which pot you take from?
Hey, I don't think you go wrong with oxtail. Oxtail goes hard no matter what. Like, can't even cap.
Cause you gonna have some country people that gonna cuss you either way then, so.
I might take the curry chicken.
What?
I might take the curry chicken. I'm not gonna cap.
What?
Voila, the man say curry chicken over oxtail. You know, say somebody I go find ya. Give me.
I mean, those pots seem pretty close by that description. I'm taking both. Like,
Both.
But that's just you. You ain't. I don't know about you. You're taking one pot. Yo, you're
That's
not
the master
cooking.
eater though.
Yo, facts. Yo, for all of y'all who didn't even know, this nigga just hooked up my. I brought something in here to eat, and then this nigga just like revolutionized it in 30
Different
seconds. Like I'm
combos,
trying to tell you right
different
now,
combos.
different combos. But yo, all right. So spending the time that you are as an artist, and then you guys as like working together as partners, like the lifestyle of music is kind of dangerous in a way, especially today's market. How do you actually see yourself staying away from the dangerous traps that are involved in this industry?
I think like, at least for me personally, like I just kind of play it safe. You know what I mean? Like, for example, taking features. You know, a lot of people will hit me up asking about a verse or let's collab someday or this that. You know, and it's like you can't engage with everyone. You know what I mean? You can't engage with all that, or you gotta say like, oh, with all due respect, like I'm not doing features right now or whatever. You know, because it's like, and that's not to diss, and some people might see that as a diss, but it's like, as soon as I put out that verse with so and so, now I'm affiliated with this person, which means now this person gotta hate me because that's just the way the city works. You know what I mean? So it's like, as an artist, it's really just keeping my body of work separate. So I don't really mix with people, you know what I mean? Like I got my people and all my people, we good, you know?
so it sounds like you're conscious of like how your brand goes out to the market.
Yeah, you gotta watch how you
Yeah, and
stand.
like honestly, it's like people just take rap culture as like street culture right away. It's
Yeah.
a way bigger thing. There's so many different lanes you can get into. You can get into art. Like my guy's super big in fashion. You know, like you gotta look at all the little parts and kind of just learn how to tie them in. And like you're gonna find your people that are really gonna tap into what you're doing because like. Mostly in the city, everyone's just kind of caught up in the whole politics, the streets and everything, which that's what Toronto is and is part of it, but like that's not the whole like idea of it, you gotta
But
yeah,
yeah,
one new
man.
lane.
I guess it's because there's a lot of men that don't really understand the power of music and the media and how it can actually make money. They're just looking at it and be like, I need to get it as quickly as possible. But it's just like, you don't always have to be the man on the lower floor just grinding the hell out of it. Like, if you have something that you could, like, not in a sense exploit, but take advantage of, right? Like, just so many industries. It's like...
Well, that's the thing. Everybody thinks that it's the same thing because those are the industries that are visual. They don't seem to realize that the camera guy probably makes as much as the manager, as much as the other guy. If not, sometimes he makes more money because he's on set for 14 to 15 hours and he the one with the bag.
Yo, I did the math on my video guy. He's definitely a lot richer than me, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
Shout out Hus, man. You going crazy, the hustler. Shout
That's
out
what I'm
Hus,
saying.
man, for real.
All right, then here's a real Toronto question for you. Rank your favorite top, like, give me a top 10 or top 5, forget 10, your top 5 Canadian artists of all time.
Top 5
All
maybe.
time?
No genre. It don't even have to be a genre. Just 5 artists that you exclusively fuck with.
Like, if they were in this
Canadian.
room right now, you'd go stupid.
All right. My first two, I gotta say Drake and Tory Lanez.
We already know.
Most versatile artists in the game, the both of them.
Yeah.
You know, and that's crazy. Like, I don't think anyone
Baby
can
brother,
say,
Baby brother, and Big Brother. It's pretty much that's how I see it.
No one can say they can't find a single Tory Lanez song or a single Drake song that they like. You know what I mean? It's impossible.
It's
It's impossible. You tell me you don't like a single Drake song, you're lying. You're a
Fine,
capper.
you're
You're
just
cap-
You're a capper. You're a big hater. You know what I'm saying? You can't.
At
Yeah.
the end of the day, if you can manage to muster like hating a track, you have to respect their business. Because they
Facts.
find a way to
Facts.
make mad bread.
mad.
all right. So
like,
number 3.
Let's see. I say, who's still around here? I say Nav. Nav was tight. It was tight. I like how he came up. I think his more recent stuff I don't really listen to as much.
But the Brown Boy still do his
But
thing,
he's
bro.
still doing some
Brown
things.
Boy
Still
still
doing
do his
some
thing.
things. That track he did with Baby was hot.
Bro,
recently.
I'm from Brampton, so every single Brown Boy it'd be riding the nav around my area, heavy. Like they alone keeping nav in stock. I ain't playing with you. The 905 is keeping nav like extra saucy right now.
Real shit. I say I'll say Northside Benji.
Woo!
Northside Benji.
Benji goes hard.
Yeah,
not
you
even
got-
gonna lie.
you got
Benji
the
goes
sauce.
extra hard.
You got the
He's a
sauce. You got the
sleeper. People
sauce.
sleep on that guy.
Benji's
Nice.
serious.
Yeah, he's inspiration for real. He's
Yeah,
inspiration
yeah.
for real. Yeah, he's dope.
And that last cut.
last spot.
Mm.
No, I'm gonna go I'm gonna go shout out 2Time at Ottawa.
Ooh.
2Time. He's
Ooh.
Young.
Ooh. Hey, that's somebody who really
Shout
doesn't
out
make a
2Time,
lot of
bro.
goddamn lists, but
Yo,
2Time
2Time
is
is tight.
2Time's fire. Yeah.
2Time is tight, yo.
Yeah, that's
Nice,
definitely
bro.
somebody
Come
who
out like
deserves to
that.
be on the list, bro.
Nice. Yeah,
That's
Shout out
definitely somebody who
2Time,
deserves
bro.
to be on the list.
Yeah, for sure. That's my 5.
All right, then. All right, so all right. Speaking on the 5 and then the cancel culture because it kind of rolled in. What do you think about what happened to Tory Lanez?
Look, I don't pick no sides. I don't pick no sides.
No, there's no.
They both got
There is
their-
there is no side
You know,
to pick
yeah.
until the evidence comes
Nah, you
out.
need
There's no
facts. You
time.
can't
Yeah,
speak on
you know.
anything until you get facts. And like, with that.
But I'm saying in the sense of like the whole entire cancel culture, how like they didn't even get evidence yet, and yet they tried to like cap his career. And then my personal favorite part, the fact that that nigga had nothing slowed him down anymore than it was a
Nothing,
speed
At
bump.
all, bro. Like,
Nothing.
At all. No, I'd say like cancel culture is kind of like it's kind of annoying at this point. You know what I mean? Like I think now it's like everyone thinks they can cancel anyone. You know, like I think people kind of think like yes, there's power in people, but it's like the stupidest shit gets brought onto my timelines every day. People trying to cancel someone because of something they tweeted or something. You know what I mean? Like it's like I know it varies. Like depends on what they saying, obviously, but it's like some of it's just it's so light or there's no substance to it. Like okay, this case with Tory Lanez is like yeah, that shit would be huge. Like if anyone proved anything, you know what I mean? If you prove someone lied or prove someone didn't lie, you know, whatever, like, whatever shit, like, I think that you just gotta...
The media doesn't want to do any work. That's what it is. They
Exactly.
just come on board and they're just like, oh, I feel offended and make a whole bunch of noise. And it's just like, yeah, some people deserve to be brought into the light, but not destroyed to that level.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
Because-
here's the thing. I don't think it's a matter of the destruction or a matter of the actual light that's brought into the situation. I think the problem that everybody has with cancel culture is the variance and degrees of which it's used against people. I think the problem we have with cancel culture is that you are not the same for everyone. They pick and choose who to cancel rather than actually keep the energy for everybody. See, like, I watched R. Kelly, rightfully so, be canceled.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. That
Facts.
nigga didn't deserve to be
Facts.
off the map. But then I've watched other guys or other people who are either just as disgusting or just as rightfully out there,
keep on walking.
still walking around
Keep on
doing their
walking, yo.
thing like nothing happened. And that to me is where I draw the line with cancel culture. I think the problem is that we have is that we can't take in mind that the victim has a voice. Don't take the victim out of it. I think that's the problem with cancel culture. 90% of people are talking but the victim.
That's exactly
Everybody
what it is.
screams from the top of their lungs saying, "Oh, this is not right. This is not right," and then they ignore the guy or the lady in the
they
background
haven't heard
crying
the other side of
when
the story
they're
at
the
all.
ones who actually is the one who should be speaking
Exactly.
up. So I think that's the problem we have with cancel culture is that we don't have a group of people actually having their own voice. It's a bunch of other. It's like I watched a comedian make a joke about this. About like he made a joke about having a retarded cousin.
Oh, yeah.
But yet he's making the joke about his retarded cousin, but yet the mom of a retarded kid is the one screaming at him. And he's trying to let her know that the joke is cool because my retarded cousin's the one who told me to tell the joke.
Yeah.
He's like, that makes me normal. You making fun of me just like everybody else you make fun of makes me normal, and that is cool. But you not making a joke out of me or you feeling sorry for me is what makes me not feel normal.
Right.
Well, yeah, that's like kind of the thing, and then you're forcing accountability on people. 9 times out of 10, they don't understand
Facts.
why. It's just like I'm in trouble because I lost my job or something like that, as opposed to being like I'm in trouble because of this situation.
Yeah, they're
Not
not
an
educating you.
opportunity to kind of deal with the situation beforehand. Because, like, what are you teaching to avoid being canceled?
Yeah,
Like,
you see that? No, because I think that's half the problem. Is a lot of these guys don't even know why they're being canceled in the first place. They just get swept up in the media
That's
story.
their time to get canceled.
Rather than you taking the side and saying like, this is the reason why this is being applied to you. If you don't smarten up, we're coming to cancel you. It's like, all right, it's like the guy who got, I can't remember his name, but he got caught jerking off on camera as a comedian or some shit like that, right? Like he was on it, like, no, it was like he was on some meetings or some shit, like, I think he's a comedian, Louis C.K. or some shit like that. Like he got caught, like, he's still working. Like, cancel culture didn't work because guess what? The people who are actual Louis C.K. fans didn't give a fuck if he was jacking off in front of a bunch of women.
Yeah.
They did not care at all. The average R. Kelly fan is still streaming his music.
Yeah, it's facts.
The difference between cancel culture is that you're not popular in mainstream media, and we've been taught that 90% of people don't need mainstream media.
Yeah,
That's why cancel culture is powerless. It's because it's only if you're truly trying to cancel somebody, you should be trying to effectively make sure that they can't be a monster anymore. Not so that they can't make money.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit about their pockets?
Well, shit, like,
you should be stopping that person from actually fucking being out there in the world doing some evil ass shit.
Right.
Exactly.
Unless the shit that they're doing is what they're doing to make money.
Yeah, well, that's a little different.
Yeah,
like if you kidnapping girls and shit like that, you need to be canceled and killed. But what I'm saying, like,
you gonna switch? Find the belt.
Get us.
Send it back, get it out, bro.
But I'm just saying, it's like. The difference between, I think the problem that we're looking at today in today's society is that, yes, there are too many victims rather than the actual people who are victims. There are far too many people playing victim and not listening to the victim.
Everybody's a victim.
Because everybody got a microphone, bro.
And everybody has to say their piece. Everyone feels like a victim at the end of the day.
Yeah.
If they don't get their way, it's like, oh my god, this didn't work out.
Right? Like, they be feeling like it's their life, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Either that or they feel compelled to do something. Like, we went so long with people being like, oh, I didn't feel empowered to be an advocate, right? Like, you know, whether or not it's for, like, racism or sexism or equal rights or, like, workplace equality. So now they're saying, hey, you know what, I don't want to be left behind. I want to be a champion of change. And we're like, no, you're not doing anything. You're just being a troll.
You're just basically dragging the system down rather than adding to it.
You know what I'm saying? It's a bunch of performative shit, you know? Like,
I mean, well, here's a question for you guys because you are the next generation. How do you find yourself navigating this overly sensitive world? Because people look at us, and like from our culture in the 90s, right? They looked at us as the last generation of actually having, like, being the hardheads, like, crackhead parent, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. We had to deal with the crack epidemic, we had to deal with mass incarceration, so we overly nurtured you guys. And I think, as a whole, how does it affect your generation? Do you see your generation as a bunch of fleeting pussies as everybody says you are? Or you guys see yourselves as an actual bunch of bosses? Like I think your generation truly is.
Yo, I can't even lie, like, at least half the people, I'd say, are a bunch of waste men. So, yeah. Like, I'm not even
yo, but he's saying it straight. I like that. Like, he's saying it straight.
Soft take.
Like, it's not their fault, though, you know what I mean? Like, like partially, yes, people, like, I don't know, like, there's something weird, like, about anyone like my age and younger, it's something a little different. Like my sister, like I just look at her like you're a little different. You know what I mean? Like she's smart. Like she's smart. She's a good kid. You know she's smart. But it's like the obsessions with like social media, shit like that. Like always on the phone. Like it's your life. You know what I mean? Like she comes to my house. She's like, oh, I want to visit you. I haven't seen you. She comes to my house. And she was talking on FaceTime in my bathroom for like an hour. Then she's in my kitchen on the phone still texting and shit. Like, you know, like I spent like half an hour with her. She was there for like 4 hours. You know what I mean? But it's like, but that's normal to her. Her and her friends do that together. They sit there in silence.
I've been at the table, bro. I've been at the table with my younger cousins while one is texting the other and the other one is FaceTiming the other, and they're sitting at the same table.
Idiot thing.
Like, how are you FaceTiming each other? But I have to send him something in the conversation. Nigga, just show him the phone.
I'm not gonna lie, like back in high school when like cell phones were like a new thing, the novelty of being able to text each other was a thing. But I hear you, like my little sister, shout out, it was her birthday yesterday, happy birthday. She's going nuts without a phone right now. Like she's 26, and like it's like I need your phone. I need your phone. Like I can't deal with it. Be like, bro, it's like I haven't had my phone for like a month because it broke, right? Yeah. So yeah, it's just like how are you? Like,
here's the thing though, I'm on both sides of the fence when it comes to this because I was broke as a kid, right? So I never had no technology. Yeah. Anything I ever had, I bought throughout my entire life. So it was years and years and years. Like I never grew up with a cell phone when I was a kid. The fact that people text now rather than call is weird to me because like I'm still a phone and I'm still I need to see your face to know if you lying to me and shit. I need that connection and that feeling to know if because niggas be bullshitting you in text.
Texting's fake as
like yo, it's the most fakest conversation you can ever have. LMFAO, smiley face.
Nah, bro, I'm one of those people. I FaceTime everybody, bro. I don't care.
I
hate it. I FaceTime everybody. I don't care.
Bro, niggas will hate me. Like niggas will always like, do you not text, nigga? Hell the fuck no.
FaceTime me, bro. That's it. I need to see your face when I'm talking.
Like, I need to know if, like, I don't give a fuck if you're taking a shit, nigga. Let me know. Like, tilt the phone up, nigga. We don't need to have that eye to eye. We do not need to have that eye to eye.
So good. I had a lot of those ceiling phone conversations.
Facts, yo. You just put that in the corner. You do your shit, and it's like,
don't put me on pause.
Yo.
Keep that shit.
We having a full conversation.
Yeah, you guys are too much, man. Like, I'm taking a shit. It's not that important. Give me 5 minutes. Like, if you can't give me that attitude, bro.
What, you never had a toilet bowl combo?
I'll leave you outside the washer. If I have to go take a shit right now, I'll be like, yo, I'm taking a shit. You have 2 options. You're staying out here or I'm calling you back. Like, you're not coming in with me.
That's why you know he's not in a real long relationship, because he ain't never been into a toilet bowl
No,
combo.
fam.
You never had to go. Okay. Yo, when you hear that drop, when you hear that water splash in the background, and you know what they doing? Like,
Nah,
Girls are ridiculous to those shit.
yo, bro, how many
ridiculous.
times have you been on the phone like half the night and you hear this bitch in the back like doing her makeup and all that shit in the background? Like, bitch, you know you can call me the fuck back. Why are you on the phone for the last 6 hours?
I got my movie paused, bro. My TV done turned off. Like,
There we go. There we go. Thank you for that.
You haven't been doing that, bro.
You have to remember, everyone, listen, yo, when you call someone, you're pulling them away from something else.
No.
So if it's not necessary, then don't bother. Like, I'm sitting here, I'm running my game or whatever, I'm doing something or whatever, I'm in the middle of a podcast. You call me, I tell you on a podcast, don't hold me up. Like, allow me, because then when I'm done, you get my undivided attention.
Yeah.
Don't, like, you're good with 50-50? Okay, here's $100. Take off. Like, you want that? You want the whole 100. So you know. Anyways,
Alright, then.
they need disconnect.
Okay,
sometimes.
well, I think we're basically running out of time for this part of the segment because we have 2 segments to do. So, alright, final thoughts on this entire thing. So, the game as a whole to you, like, where do you want to see yourself? Like, I know you want to say you're rebranding and you're trying to put yourself in a new light, but as a business and a businessman, where do you want to see yourself in the next 5 years in this music game?
In 5 years, I know within that 5 years, I'm trying to get signed to a major. To be honest, I'm a person. And the reason I say that, 'cause a lot of people are anti-label. So I want to say this, man, thanks. A lot of people are anti-label, but for me, nah. Because here's the thing. A lot of people, they sign their deal, they start going crazy. They start spending all their money. They start going wild. You know what I mean? And then you don't have enough left to really do the most you could have done with it. You know, like you're giving that money to manage it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Me, like if I get a deal, like my life is okay, bro. Like obviously, I'm still, I'm gonna get the drip. Everyone gotta get the drip. You gotta do a couple of trips, whatever. But it's like, for me, that advance, that's an opportunity to like set yourself up to never have to work for nobody again. You know what I mean? Like you don't gotta sign an extension, you don't gotta sign another deal. If you really like,
If you make that first, like Fat Joe said it, if you make that first deal work for you,
exactly.
you gotta work again.
You gotta work with that investment properly. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't waste that shit.
Like, you gotta look at what Tory did. Like, Tory got a deal pretty much early out, started his own SoundCloud wave, but you finish that 5-album deal.
Mm-hmm.
Now this guy, he's dealing with all this drama with Megan and everything, but like, he's independent to do what he wants now. And
Let's be honest, that's part of the reason why he's going through drama.
Part of it, but like, hey, you get your individual bag, that's the goal. And like, everyone's kind of obsessed with like, I'm not getting any of that label money or not. But like, the only way you can build yourself if you're with the people at top to do your own thing. You gotta do your own thing at the end of the day.
I think
you can't start off doing
it revolves back to education, right? Like, mans don't understand that kind of advancement. Because remember the history that we went through. There's a lot of artists, especially of color, that are just being raped when they started. Like, oh, yeah, I'll sign you up for a $2,000 bill, but expenses and this and my haircut and blah, 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 so you get $50 this year for the 5 of you guys. Like, it's crazy. So you got to make it work for you and make sure you get the fine print. If you don't understand what you're dealing with, find people that you trust that can. And it goes back to the original question. Even if you're the talent and you can't handle all the logistics, get your mans on board. Even if it means like, Andrew, you're going to drop a new label, blah, 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 but you don't have the capacity because you're working on your music, fine. Push me to school. Let me do a course on law for you. If you're going to finance that shit, I'll go for you. That way I'm protecting you and we're making sure that we're handled. So it's good that you're looking out for your boy and making sure that, hey, you know what? Where you come up short, I got you. Because at the end of the day, that's kind of what you need. Right? If you're under that kind of stress, you're not going to get anywhere. You're not going to make music and you're going to burn out like the rest of us.
So you need a team for sure. And that's why I'm trying to clean all this stuff up. It's a business, you know what I mean? And And again, get that deal, you want to do the most with it. There's some guys getting deals, but because of their lifestyle, they can't even go on tour.
Right.
How you maximize your deal? You can't go on tour. You know what I mean?
Lock up in a cell before you even get out.
I gotta put myself in a situation where it's like I can go on tour, international. You know,
Yeah.
like I can't not be able to cross the border. You know, I can't.
I mean,
you know what
you
I'm
gotta be
saying?
able
Like, do this the right way. Like if you know, I really more methodical about it. You know, I'm not just throwing out a track 'cause I think it's a banger just to see what happens. You know, like I'm really trying
Gotta
to
have a plan.
plan this out. I got like the next year planned out, everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like.
Well, I guess on the final thought on this whole entire thing as an industry, like this interviews actually should be a learn and a good lesson to a lot of you watching out there. To all my younger listenings, please take exactly to what my young man said right here. He understands business, he understands vision, and he understands where he needs to go in the next few years. He even took the time to learn himself. Like he said at the beginning, he was one way. He realized that that way wasn't internally the way he wanted to go and decided to change it. It's never too late for you to achieve your goals, your dreams, and your aspirations, but what's ever too late is for you to doubt yourself. We spend far too much of our time doubting ourselves rather than actually achieving our goals. I would rather see a man fail 1,000 times than never stand up once.
That's a bar.
To all my friends and to all my friends and to all the people who are out there, we love you and support you. Sassy and Savage out.
Peace.
Peace.
Hey, video this shit.
I said that. I got that at the right time.
Yo, video this shit. I'm about to freestyle. Video this shit.
Put it sideways. Put it sideways.
Ready?
Yeah. Hey, we gonna know auto with this shit today, you heard? Hey, look, young kid from a suburb, call it Saga. Used to be a baller and a scholar. Now I see the streets and this shit is getting crazy. I just wanna top my shawty, bring her home to stimulate you. Gotta hold it down, these niggas moving too fugazi. I don't fuck with all these rappers, I just do this till they pay me. I hope that they gon' play me. I got some singles coming out soon, and all these niggas in the spot, they know I air out the room. I'm going crazy off the top and just gon' flow off the brain. If you thought you better than me, then your boys is insane. Chillin' here on the podcast, nigga, this not last. The first up, nigga, I'm the best in the first class. Ah shit, I lost it. I lost it. I gotta warm up, bro.
It's all good. Next beat. That's the whole idea, is to get everybody's brain moving.
Alright.
And you think that.
It's different from the type of beats that we rap. That used to be all I did.
I think I stopped writing about 14 years ago.
Yeah, right?
It takes too much time.
Punching in the studios is better.
No, but I don't even I find it easier just to go from the brain. Like I create everything strictly from my brain. Like I don't even spend any more time writing because the hook will show up to me once I hear once I hear that first half. Like I already know this one's gonna be half a little bit slow, but a little rhythmical. I already know I gotta play with the tone a little bit. Like depending on how much skips, depending on how the bass line jumps or the kicks jumps.
So Sam, give me a hook right now. Give me a hook.
Shorty got a different sense of being and start to place no amazing. She got an instinct, she got pride, baby girl, she got some wisdom. She got a name, thanks to nobody. She got a damn thing, it's a mission. She got an instinct, no pride. She got the line, freeze of rendition. She got a perfect swagger. Yeah. She got perfect swagger. Yeah. She got perfect swagger. Yeah. She got perfect swagger. Yeah.
Shawty so perfect. See the way she sharpin'. Fuck. We see the way she working. Matter of fact, gotta get the girl a Birkin. Anything she gon' deserve it. Damn, this guy came on smooth, bro. I don't know how you do this smooth shit, fam.
You got a good voice.
I got my tennis of voter possession of what you expected, it's noted for me. I got my perfect condition, there's nothing but things that I really would just love to meet. You got some parents that I would just love to sit back and just chillin' with love to me. You got a perfect sense of style, you a sense of wild, you and your cheeks is freaks. So it's exactly the things that I really want to say, it's just fuck on your body, baby. You know exactly the things that I really won't say, it's just about you, baby. You know the things that I need to talk to you, really about you, lady. I'm not one of the things that I wanted to say, it's only about you and me. Fuck around, just me and you, knowing that we gon' reach us too. Right around in the trap top to another commercial, you know it is me and you. But it's on the commercial, things on the first and you and it's all for two. Just playing out loud, smoking out loud, just coming about me and you. How about what you say for me? It's nothing what you say. I'll testify to everything you just want to explain. I got nothing else to spare me, see, it's just one is to say. My everything is what you want, baby, is what you make.
Yeah, you're fucked.
I didn't know that.
But now the world knows because it's on film.
Oh, I already know that. I'm not an all person. We already know that.
You got the bars and everything.
Oh, you
got a different voice, eh?
I have a bunch of different ones, bro.
YouTube Premium.
I literally, my
Roots
entire
Interruptions
brain, bro, I'm one of those guys, I do actual, impersonations and a whole bunch of other shit, so my brain is constantly moving.
I hear you.
Constantly.
Hey.
Alright?
That's how you get creative.
Yeah, that's wild.
You got a smooth shit out.
Alright, let's pause this, and we are recording in 3. 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Cause you know I gotta do goddamn shit every goddamn time now. I am the host of this little podcast, Andrew Coley, and to my immediate left.
Yo, it's your boy, Mr. Remarkable Rohan, the director, the producer, the guy doing all the stuff behind the computer and keeping this whole thing in check, you know.
So yo, today we got two, how should you say, young boys, smart boys, get it? Like, these guys actually, they're about some shit, they got some bars, and they actually got an intelligent mind. I got one of them as an actual, like, prospect to get himself into, like, you know, a major college and actually become, like, a real formidable ball player. And the other one is just this homie, but actually has a really good intelligent brain on his shoulders, actually about his business. Please, introduce yourselves, please.
What's good? You know, it's your boy A Money, feel me? 4M represent, my boy Marky RP. Yeah, we happy to be here, man. I'm a rapper. I went to college, played basketball 4 years. And if this music shit don't work out, I'm probably gonna go be a lawyer, businessman, some shit, you know, for sure.
Sorry, Bob, 1 second. I have to restart. Sorry, the card for some reason is not.
Good, so I needed a rough take anyway, bro. Shit. I didn't even think of an introduction.
It's all good.
Yeah, me neither. I was like, oh shit, I didn't
I'll
even
redo
think
the
of
intro. I'll redo the intros, okay.
I got you. Look less fried too.
For some reason, it didn't want to.
You're a little
There we
less
go.
fried.
Now it's recording again.
Is there enough room on it?
No, it should be enough room. It's just, it's
Sure.
order full. It just wouldn't keep.
You sure?
What, you having a brand new one? Good, stop. Put a brand new one in.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So,
What the heck?
Audio is key, fans.
Audio is very key.
If you cannot be heard, you will be unknown.
First, you must understand that there is a definition of what you consider.
this guy's anime game on lock.
It's actually one of the things that got me into all of this stuff.
Yeah?
It was anime, bro. Anime and like the first voice I ever learned was a kid was Marvin the Martian because I spent all the time watching Bugs Bunny.
Bugs Bunny goes hard.
Like, and then there was like Marvin. There's like.
Let me hear that.
Screw you, puny earth creature.
Oh.
Why is it that you spend so much time chasing this rascally rabbit? My time is not chasing.
Yes.
What spice is in this? Because your mom did this, right?
No, me.
Oh. Okay. What did you put spice-wise in that?
Oh,
No,
just.
I mean, what is the food wise?
Just it's callaloo. Sorry, it's a piece of callaloo, some pop cho, some cabbage, some onion, green pepper, one whole Scotch bonnet, salt, pepper, garlic seasoning, my blender seasoning, and some adobo.
Man, that is
To
bomb.
be exact.
That is.
Thyme
good.
scallion and tomato.
Oh man, that stuff is so good.
Yeah, no, mom's only cooks on Sundays.
Trust me, that's the thing you
You
get
need
in
more
like
voices, man.
a Caribbean breakfast, you know? Like,
So, you spent your whole life trying to find out somebody else is from my side of the world, but not like I understand what is going on. It's not my fault.
See, well, I was spending my time and I was fucking on Minnie, and then next thing you realize, and Donald, he came over, and then I decided to smoke a big ass rock, and then I got really, really fucking high, and then I walked over and I punched him in the fucking face for talking to my goddamn woman. Huh? This is not my fault. This is the drugs talking.
Okay, so you got a different bag of different stuff. Okay.
Oh yeah. Like my favorite guys are villains. So like
Okay, who's your villain?
That's hard. That's a hard one. That's
Okay, off top, just because I'm a villain guy too. Thanos, just because that guy's
that's weak.
And I know, but you gotta respect this man. Like wanted to take over everything.
Yeah, no. Darkseid's the greatest villain in my opinion. If you're talking about like god villains, Darkseid is the one who has no empathy and actually probably
Okay.
the most
Bane.
god of destruction. Bane, I don't see as a real villain because he's too much of a juice head. I just see him as an oversized juice head who gets baked up on steroids. Like Batman beats him every time because all he's got to do is cut the fucking thing from the back of his head, bro. Like I'm sorry, he's not a villain. He's not. He's not even a real good villain.
This guy should have juice.
He's just a juice head. He's an overinflated juice head.
Nah,
He's a Mexican crime lord who literally just runs a cartel. That's all he is.
Pablo Escobar.
Like, yeah, that's pretty much it. He's in Pablo Escobar but juiced.
Not even, because you never catch Bane doing actually like real shit.
Yeah, he never
He's
actually
like-
does anything.
He's like a ranked up goon.
Yeah, like the Joker, real villain.
Okay,
Like
the Joker
nigga whose
has
psychological issues will cut your fucking face off or murder your mama.
Joker's in a different
It's a
bag.
villain.
Yeah, like we talking about villains here. We ain't talking about the Clyde Show guy who pumped iron just to see if he can be beat up Batman.
Like Joker's kind of nigga is just like, yo, what's that sound? You're off pitch.
You know what I mean? Like Joker be in the cut and be like sitting there, be like, I've spent a whole lot of time wondering how to get to know you, Batman. So what I did was I dug up your dead parents and I've had them get to play with.
Enjoy the reunion, Batman.
It's me and Batman.
Yo, you guys are fucked, man.
I'm telling you.